What is up, my beautiful mates of YouTube? My name is Aussie Marcel, and in today's video we're going to be looking at 3 women's perfumes I've actually been wearing lately. But before we get into that, if you like the content I make here on YouTube, please consider hitting that big red subscribe button down below, subscribing to the channel, and also if you do like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you dislike it, give it a thumbs down. The first fragrance that I'm going to be talking about here is my favorite of the bunch, and that is Nike Woman Blush. This is a stellar fragrance, and I believe it is more unisex than anything else. It's anchored with this backbone of really bright, effervescent grapefruit, and there are some florals here and some clean musks as well. The fragrance itself smells incredible. It's a 10 out of 10 women's fragrance, and I believe a 10 out of 10 unisex scent as well. It only costs $10 here in Australia. If you're a fan of citrus, if you're a fan of grapefruit, definitely check this one out. Performance is pretty solid as well. Even though it's an eau de toilette, it performs much more like an eau de parfum. We're talking about 8 hours of performance, at least on my skin. And at $10, you can afford to take a chance on this one. It doesn't matter how limited your budget is, $10 is a very reasonable entry point, and for something that smells this good, definitely consider checking it out. Next up is another cheap fragrance, although this is a little more expensive, Versace Red Jeans. This is a unique scent in that it's quite powdery and floral, and I'm a big fan of the bottle as well, I've got to admit. I have found that I actually really enjoy floral women's scents. There's just not enough floral men's scents, so in order to get my fix, I've got to go to women's perfumes, but that's perfectly fine. 2 sprays there. This is definitely a little more feminine. The florals are more upfront. You do get some bright citrus in the opening, but it's more nondescript. It's more orange, orange blossom, but it's the florals that take front stage here. This is in your face with its portrayal of the gentle floral notes. I get a little bit of rose, I get some geranium as well. I know heliotrope isn't a listed note, but I do get some of that in here as well. And in the background, far in the background, there's like a touch of clean musk and wood here as well. If you're a little hesitant to try women's fragrances, I definitely recommend either Nike Woman Blush or Versace Red Jeans at $25 Australian at Chemist Warehouse, or $10 Australian at Chemist Warehouse. I feel like both of these scents make a really good entry point into women's perfumery, especially if you're a man looking to get into it. And finally, at about $40 Australian, it does differ from retailer to retailer. It is the original formulation of Black Excess, and I still can regularly find this around Australia. This is dusty, there's a patchouli note here, there's some florals as well, and there's a sweetness to it. Maybe strawberry, I'm pretty sure it's strawberry, similar to the men's Black Excess. This is more of a dense fragrance than the other 2 I've spoken about. Actually, I will say that if you're a bloke looking at getting into unisex scents or women's perfumes even, maybe Black Excess by Paco Rabanne should be on your radar, just because it has a lot of similarities to the men's Black Excess, and I feel like if you're already wearing something as sweet as the men's Black Excess, you can definitely pull off the women's Black Excess and sort of branch out from there. But in saying that, if you don't want to spend, upwards of $50 Australian on a scent, definitely check out Nike Woman Blush. It's a great fragrance for the price. Anyways, if you've ever worn any of these before, let me know in the comments below, and until the next video, my name is Aussie Marcel, and I'll catch you guys around.